This is Ryan with the Harvey Historical Society and Chicago Southland Politics, and we are live today. We're talking with the Thornton Township Republican slate. Not all of them are here, but a portion of them. So we're just going to have a very informal, comfortable conversation about who they are, what they bring to the table, and what they want to see in the township, as well as their thoughts and opinions on what good government would look like. So if you do have any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat and we will get to them later. But yeah, to start, would you guys just want to, here, let's start. Oh, here with David, since you had the mic. Just introduce yourself, tell us who you are, tell us what brings you to the area and what brought you to run for this position.
Well, I'm David Barnes. I'm running for trustee of Thornton Township, and I'm a resident of Dalton. And what made me run for this position was seeing the chaos that's been happening the past few years that I've been out here. I've been out living in the south suburbs for 5 years now. So I've seen nothing but chaos the whole 5 years. So it prompted me to run.
Okay.
Richard Nolan. I'm running for the Thornton Township Supervisor, punch number 52, if you want change. The reason why I got involved because I didn't like the environment. I didn't like the way the meetings was not being conducted properly. And rather than complaining, I wanted to be part of the solution and not part of the problem. I think that I represent those that are sick and tired of the buffoonery and clownism that has been taking place in the Thornton Township. We are a laughingstock, not only locally, but across seas, over in Britain and other places. They're laughing about the Thornton Township. So we had to put together a team that can make a tremendous difference. And that's why I throw my hat in the ring for Thornton Township Supervisor. And let me just say this, I've been in the Thornton Township well over 40, 50 years. Thank you.
Thanks, Richard.
Hi, everyone. I'm Keisha Richardson, candidate for trustee in Thornton Township. I've been a resident of Riverdale for 2 years, and what prompted me to run for this seat was very similar to David's, just witnessing everything that has gone on within the township since 2022. I haven't been here that long, but it was enough to prompt me to say, hey, let me give this a shot, throw my hat in the ring as well, and try to make a difference and do what is best for the township.
Oh, did you guys tell us what you do for work? I'm sorry, I forgot.
Well, we can.
But
I'll let him.
Yeah, finish and then tell us, just so people can, relate to you more and understand.
Yeah. My name is Tim DeYoung. I'm a lifelong resident of South Holland. I've been doing volunteer work for the community since I was about 9. So everything that's been involved with the village has been really fun to do. I'm a candidate for Thornton Township Highway Commissioner. What prompted me to run was, it's time to turn the page on what we've kind of gotten used to, unfortunately, here in the Chicago Southland with the corruption in government. Professionally, I am in technology. I've been the head of IT at the South Holland Library for 25 years. So that's what I do professionally. I'll go back over there.
Well, you want to just go this way? Let me just give you my quick background.
No problem.
I have over 20 years in corporate finance and banking and investments. A few specialized roles like trust accountant, trust administrator, corporate action specialist. During that time, I was very instrumental in helping that role. And I'm also a small business owner, and I've been an entrepreneur for 8 years.
Awesome.
Richard Nolan. I have a political background. For 20 years, I've been involved in community activity.
I'm a tester. I'm a counselor through Illinois Department of Public Health. So community outreach, community work is what I do day to day. That's another reason.
Okay. I want to actually skip to one of our viewer questions right now. He says, Crook County is the name. I would like to hear more about Christopher Gonzalez, being that they were cut short. Okay, I think that he means you guys were cut short the other day, and ulterior motive to why he appointed her 12 minutes before that deadline. Tiffany and Gonzalez have always had a work relationship, which is facts. Hi, see Christopher Gonzalez there after he appointed Tiffany. I would always see Christopher Gonzalez at Dalton after he appointed her supervisor. Yeah, and he clarified, he meant when, because you guys were cut short the other day.
Well, first of all, let me just say this, that it is very important that people get the facts, because a lot of people say things based on half-truths, innuendos, assumptions, and outright lies. Let's talk about the facts. He was appointed to the Fire Commission by Tiffany Henry. That's a fact. He did work at the Dalton Village Hall. That's a fact. There was a prior working relationship prior to her being nominated as the Thornton Township supervisor.
Mm.
A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, I was going to say, I had not heard anyone bring that up. So, okay.
And that's why the People's Choice for Change is here, because we investigate, and if I can use Jedediah, we advocate. Now, so when he said he didn't know what was going on in the township, that he was blind, that's not true. She appointed him to the Fire Commission, and he knows this. And he did work, construction work on the Dalton Village Hall. What this individual wanted to do was to expand his business within the 17 municipalities. If I can do Dalton, I could do Burnham, I could do Markham, I could do Harvey, I can extend my business. So it wasn't about him choosing her as an African American. It was him to profit off her position to expand his construction business. And when he found out that that was not going to happen, he became disgruntled, he became angry, and then he went over to the DOTS organization, Thornton Township Democrat organization. And then he became an active member in that arena. And let me just say this, that seemed to be a reject for all outcast people. These people do not have the best interests of the Thornton Township residents. If they did, yeah, you may have a problem with some of the antics. Nobody's saying that Tiffany Henry is perfect, but just to stand in there and take the heat and just to say, okay, I'm gonna stay in the meeting, I'm not gonna walk out. Maybe we'll see how this goes. But to walk out, it just shows that, that they can't take the heat sometimes. And we can agree to disagree. Husband and wife don't agree all the time. Mother and daughter don't agree all the time, especially when she gets 16. So we can have disagreements, but still keep the family together. And I think that their situation became toxic, but he never had any good intent, because his job was to expand his business to 17 communities. He was appointed to the Fire Commission by Tiffany Henry, and he did work under her direction, and he got paid for doing work in Dalton. He left all of that out when he did the interview with the Lansing Journal. And I believe that Christopher Gonzalez has the DNA of Judas Iscariot, the one that crucified Christ. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, everybody wants to know who that was.
But is that just a fancy way of saying you feel like he's a traitor to the taxpayers?
He's a traitor to the taxpayers.
Okay, I thought that because I read that too, and I was like,
right,
is that that's like Judas in the Bible?
Judas is the kind of person that you think is your friend,
like a traitor, right?
You know what I mean? And he was one of the beloved disciples. He was the beloved disciples, but he spent more time talking to Pontius Pilate than he did doing doing things in the ministry. So he had to be called out. But the thing is, he found a safe haven. He found a place where he can blend in with his comrades. And that is the reason why that my sister here said that you got to get rid of all of them, because they're cut from the same cloth. Do your background, because if you think Tiffany Henry will have some situation, wait till you get this group. You're really gonna have a problem. And I want to say publicly, Napoleon Harris, let's debate. You've been hiding, you've been running. Everybody speaks for you, but you don't speak for yourself. I'm a grown man. I stand 10 toes down. Nobody speaks for me. We're going to have the debate. It's going to be on Page Street in Harvey. You know the church, you know the community. Let us get to rumble in the jungle. Thank you.
That's good. That was another thing I was going to bring up too. So that's perfect. Yeah. Did anybody else want to just respond to what was, when you guys were cut off the other day? Are we good? We're okay with that?
That was it. I'm not sure what else Richard wanted to say after I finished.
Yeah.
You remember?
No, that was
that was, I was just feeding off what she was saying.
There you go, Kirk. So